Hello you, welcome back to Geekism. It is another brick in the mall, the finale, for now at least anyway. We may well come back to this on its full release, but I think we've kind of seen pretty much everything the game has to offer. We're just going to fill out our top mall here a little bit and then move on to something else. One thing I did want to do though is just fill this area in here, just so we can kind of got a complete area, you know. Fill this area in with some parking that may be useful for the fast food restaurant down here and possibly these shops here as well. Name-wise, I struggle to come up with some good names for these ones, I'll be honest with you guys, but you know, they're not the most interesting shops, I guess. So, Store 24, which is our drugstore. Where do we? Oh, we just name it here, don't we? Nothing really particularly jumped out at me for this, really. Oh, here we go. Card and the Mad said we should call it Geekbergs. Which is pretty good. That sounds quite drugstore-y. Yeah, I like that. And we'll name the storage Geekberg Storage as well. Because what we might do on full release, if this save file still works, we might just come back to this and sort of carry on where we left off rather than starting the whole thing again. So I don't know. We may not end up coming back to it. Who knows? You know, sometimes we just have to move on to other things. One good one we did have suggested for this is by, where is it? Let's have a look. Voltarian Drop. Laura has suggested we call it Organism, which I think is fantastic. It's a mix of geekism and organic, and it makes its own word. I think Organism is a fantastic name for a organic food store, which is kind of what we were going for with that. Organism storage. There we go. We're getting lots of error messages down here, but it's pretty much that the queues are full, which basically means the only fix there is another one. Queues are full. Basically, the only fix there is to, you know, sort of expand the place, and you know, at the moment, that's not something we're going to be looking at doing. But what I do want to do is add some road here. Can we do that? Oh no, if you really, what's that say? If you really need to do road work here, delete part of the building first. Well, that's irritating. We're not going to want to do that. So let's bring it down this way instead. Okay, so we'll run this through. Just wanted to add a little bit more around here, and we're going to actually, I mean, we maybe have to get away with parking there, I'm not sure. One thing I want to do is build another maintenance centre down here and hire a janitor or two from it, because these areas here are getting very dirty because the janitors who are coming in here pretty much getting clogged up over there and not being able to do much down this end. So we're going to have a second maintenance building here just for janitors pretty much. Turn that down, that noise is horrific. Last little bit, finished, perfect. So let's, foundations, we'll build a building there, and we'll take it through to there, that's good. And we will add couple of doors in, staff doors. Do you know what? I might as well actually stick one there, and we can say that it all sort of comes together, and that will help them get into the bowling area without having to go right round or through here. That's not a bad idea. That so let's assign that to be a maintenance centre. There we go, and we'll call that maintenance centre West, and the other one can be Mason Centre East. That will make perfect sense for us. Where is it? Mason Centre East. Perfect. Okay, and then in the Mason Centre West, we will hire a couple of janitors. Have we got any good janitors? Oh, you're pretty good. So you can come in at 9 o'clock. We'll hire another one. We'll hire a rubbish one. You're still the best one, actually. And you can come in at 5 o'clock for 8 hours. There we go. So we've got management, janitors, sorry, pretty much throughout the day, which is pretty good. Okay, cool. So we have 290,000. I basically just left the game running for a little while so that we could build a super shop here. I still think that's going to eat the money pretty quickly. It's quite amazing, actually, how quickly this money goes. So let's just show you here. Like, if we build the foundation this way, I think it's going to be there. I want to make sure this is 9 as well. That's 10, so that's 9. We'll take it to there. Okay, and then we'll get rid of that. There we go, good. So that's the corridor, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, okay, so we'll get started on that, and then we'll put some roadworks, customer parking down the bottom here, and that'll be that. And then this big square here is going to be one huge place that we build a big department store, have a little bit of everything in it, and lay it all out pretty nicely just to sort of cap the series off nicely. So let's put some more road in here. Oh, we can't do there either. That's really irritating. Let's go like that then, and then do there. No, we don't want to do that either. Let's do there, and then actually no, we'll leave a row of green. That'd be quite nice. I think actually we'll have rows 2, 3. Oh, that works out perfectly, which is great. And then that can come across. That's good. Customer parking we can't do until that row's been built, so we'll leave that for now. Let's go back up to here to do our foundations, and we're literally gonna do. We don't have enough money to do the massive store. That's absolutely ridiculous how much that costs. So let's instead drop it down to that sort of size. Yep. Okay, that's going to be our big final store. Hopefully this road isn't costing us too much money down here. Just giving us that little bit of extra parking that we need down in this area, I think. Okay, so let's go to roadwork, customer parking, and then we'll do a couple of rows down all of these. There we go. That'll give us a nice looking parking area with a bit of green space in it still, like we've done here. These look a little bit too sort of blocked in, so hopefully this area here will work out quite nicely. Right, we'll let that get done, and then we'll come back. Okay, here we go. That's all done now. That looks pretty nice. That does. In fact, what I do want to do actually is just remove a piece of that and add a bus stop in down here, I think, instead. That's under roadwork. So we'll place that a bus stop as soon as the builder man gets here. Here they come. Click that, and hopefully they won't have to go all the way back. They do have to go all the way back. Okay, never mind. Well, that gives us a bus stop down there. Just lets people get into this area a little bit easier. You can see people using the spaces already. I didn't put the paths like this, by the way, these spaces. That's just how they fell, but I think it looks quite cool. So I'm happy with it. I'm happy to leave it like that. Okay, let's have a look at our big store. We've got 34 grand, which might not be much, but hopefully as we're building it, we're going to have our profit coming in as well. So hopefully we're still going to be making bank whilst building this. So let's see. Make sure we do the entrance just like we did the other side, so it all matches. So we did that, and then we used some plants. There we go. Let's just knock it down to middle speed for now, so it's not quite as crazy. There we are. We need to do something a little bit more in this corridor, but there really isn't that much to do with them, unfortunately, right now. So here we go. Objects we're already in. So this is going to be pretty much a seller of everything. We're going to have loads of checkouts, loads of stuff. In fact, let's put the checkouts in first, I think. So we'll do checkout counter. I want to have them pretty much running all the way along the bottom of the store here. Or maybe the top of the store. Yeah, let's have them running across the back, actually. That might be a little bit more interesting. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 works pretty much perfectly. I mean, they're not quite lined up right. There's a space of 2 here and 1 here, but this is going to be the exit anyway, so kind of happy with that. We need to stick some doors all the way down this, though, so let's have door there with a space. And how many do you believe at the top? Just 1. So 1, door, space, door. There we go. So there's entrance and exit now. Okay. So near the front, we want just some food shelves, I think. So I'm going to go for... Try and keep this interesting row-wise, because we're going to want a gap in the middle, I think, to get through. Let's have a look. What about... It's going to be an odd space, unfortunately, so if we do 4 and 4, that leaves a gap of 3 down the middle. That's actually could work quite well, so let's do that again. 4 and 4 for food. Okay, in fact, let's go 3 rows of food. Okay, so there's your food. And next to that, we're going to have some shelving, regular shelving for other stuff. This is going to pretty much work the exact same way. I think, again, this is kind of like your supermarket bit. The way I'm picturing this in my head is kind of like a Walmart. And in a Walmart, they have, usually anyway, or like a big Asda in the UK, they pretty much one of the sides of the store is just like a regular supermarket, shelving in different rows, all organised, and then the other side of the store is kind of made up of all your sort of odd things, basically, all your sort of extra things. So as you come in on the right here, we'll have our sort of fresh produce area. So we'll have freezers. We'll have 2 rows of freezers, like so, and then we'll have another roll of shelving against the back of those freezers, and then we'll have some tables here for the fresh produce. No, I don't really like the look of those. Let's maybe do that a little nicer. Let's instead do kind of like that. Yeah, that's better, I think. Okay, so now on this side, we need to put our pallets in here, because this is something we've not had in the game yet, is this sort of palleted area. And this is going to be for things like fridge freezers and stuff, is it? Washing machines, that kind of thing. So let's have... there's 4 products we can have, so let's have a nice sort of white goods area down the bottom of the store there. And we can have some clothing next, I think. We'll do these up against the wall, much like we've done the bigger stores, the bigger shelves even. Like so. Okay, happy with that. And then here there's going to be a small section for computery stuff. I know we do already have a computer store. Whoops, in the game over here we have iGeekism selling some computer stuff, and then we also have GM. What was this? What did we call this one? HGV up there that sort of sells games and DVDs and stuff. But you know, this sort of store would have this kind of thing in it as well. I think we need something down here, like, you know, sort of when you walk in, the sort of special offers and things. So let's have, as people come in, let's just have a few tables here of sort of special goods that can go there. That's pretty good. That's a pretty epic looking shop. Floor tile wise, I think we're going to have to do sort of varying floor tiles for different areas of this store. So let's do black and white for the white goods there. Do we even go that far? Yeah. Okay, and then kind of want a wooden area here, a lot like they kind of have the Apple area laid out in sort of like Dixon's and places like that. And then everywhere else, I kind of just want a regular floor, but not the very standard floor. I've got a feeling this might be a bit too much. So how about something a bit lighter like that? I think that'll work quite nicely. This is going to be expensive. Yep, that's kind of put us out of money for a little bit. So whilst we... Oh, does it let us do that? No, I was going to say it shouldn't do. We can do it lets us do a square at a time. How strange. So we'll let tomorrow's money, or tonight's money even come in. That'll come in by midnight and we can finish off the floor. But while we're doing that, we can start assigning what it is. So this is going to be one huge store. Wow, look at that. We also need to add on some storage. So with tomorrow's money, we'll do that as well. It's going to need a real large storage area, this is. So we'll do that as well. But now we can at least start filling up what's going to go on the shelves. Even though the stuff actually won't go on them just yet. So manage, no, select is it. There we go. So there is no product assigned for this object. Right click. So the first one is food. So how many food have we actually got? One. So we won't do liquor in here. We'll keep it like a sort of old school American mall. So at the moment, I know that some stores will sell liquor, but here we're going to keep it separate. So we've got soda, water, and juices. And then there's 10, isn't there? 10 foods. So we have 10 foods. soda, water, and juices. So let's do 2 of each food. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, we can't quite do 2 of each. So let's start off though. Let's have candies. What will go next to candies, I guess? Like snacks, cookies. Thinking all the sort of stuff that's going to sell well. That's probably it. We'll put breakfast cereal next to those, and then on this side we'll do canned food. Then, oops, and then we'll do sauces and seasoning, and then the pasta-y one, rice and pasta and coffee and tea, and we'll go without the pet food just for now. Might find somewhere else for that to go. So here, beverages. Then we're going to basically have a load of soda because soda is popular. I zoomed in a little then somehow. Soda, one more soda, and then on this side we'll go for bottled water and juices. There we go. Good. Okay, that's all those foodie bits done. Then here, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff that can go on here. There's 5, and then there's another 5, there's a 10 there, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So there is a bit of clothing on these here. We've got clothing down here, but not anywhere else. So we'll put the rest of the clothing here. So we've got shoes, women's shoes, and undies. Okay, so there's the clothing. And then here we'll put, what do we do? Do we want to sell more? Let's not do music CDs. Let's do the other ones. So toys, books, DVDs, and video games. Let's do that. And then on this one we'll have, we've got our tools that we haven't done before. So let's do car tools. We'll do 2 hand tools and a power tools. And then over here, health and beauty section, and then a household area at the back. So we'll do household on here next to the foodie stuff. Kind of makes a bit more sense. I haven't quite got enough for all of them, so let's not do bed sheets. It's a little bit too premium for this kind of shop. And then here we've got our health and beauty. We'll do most of these. The ones we're going to miss are going to be first aid and drugs, because people can go to the drugstore for that kind of thing. Health and beauty deodorants, health and beauty shaving cream, health and beauty diapers, health and beauty toilet, and health and beauty pads and tampons. Okay, that's that done. Good. I mean, there's obviously nothing on the shelf right now because we need to get a little bit of money coming in to build a storage unit. Here, this is basically our little Apple store built inside a store. So here we're going to have laptops, smartphones, tablets, and we'll do cameras as well. So laptops, we'll do 2 of those back to back, and then we'll do 2 tablets as well because tablets are big at the minute, and then we'll have smartphones and cameras. There we go. Okay, next up, clothing. How many different clothings have we got? We've got 6 and we've got 9 altogether, so 3 of them we can double. So let's have the stuff that we haven't got much of. So let's do 2 shirts. We'll do them this way. And then here we'll do 2 jackets, because the other clothing store was really meant to be a female one, wasn't it? So this one we need to try and get some more stuff for gents as well. So pants and then t-shirts. And then this can be the ladies' stuff. We'll do dresses, we'll do 2 dresses, and then we'll have 1 that's just coats. There we go. Great stuff. This is stuff we haven't had before. So we're going to have 4 washing, because I'm pretty sure it'll just be 1 washing machine sit on each of these pallets. So We'll give them the option to buy these a few at a time. Dishwasher, 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 and then down here we'll have a drying machine. I assume that's clothes drying, like a tumble dryer. And there, and then here we will have a fridge. There we go. Can't buy freezers in this world. They do not exist. Okay, right, we're getting somewhere. There, let's do some frozen stuff here. And we've got drinks as well. So, ice cream. Oh, we've not done any meat, veg, pizzas or fish. And there's 4 of those. So we'll do 2 of each of those. And then we'll have ice cream. And we won't have any. This is genuinely going to be a freezer section, not drinks. So, fresh meat. We'll do 2 of those. Fresh meat. And then we'll do 2 frozen vegetables. We'll do 2 frozen pizzas. We'll do fish. I mean, probably meat and fish should have probably gone next to each other, but we'll let it go for now. And then we'll have some ice cream. And then here we've got some more food. So what was the food we didn't fit in before? It was pet food and bread, I think was the other one we didn't do. So, I mean, that's a bit of a random mix, but we'll get it in there so that, you know, people are pretty happy. Pet food. Sliced bread. We'll do 3 breads because, you know, that's a big major thing, isn't it? Sliced bread in a shop. And then this is going to be our fresh produce. So we've got 2 of each. So we'll do fresh fruit at either end. We'll do our veg over here. So you can get your vegetables, then go and buy a jacket. And then we'll do the bread, so it's lined up against the bread. On the other side, fresh bread and fresh bread. And I've just realised jewellery is an option, which we haven't got any of yet. So we'll definitely get some jewellery down here. And then I was thinking, TVs are on offer at the moment. It's Black Friday in this place. There we go. So we've probably got enough now to finish the floor. So let's go back to that. Are we on the right one? We are. Put all this in here. And we'll maybe leave that freezer area painted. Let's have a look. No, that looks a bit silly, doesn't it? Okay, we just got the... Well, actually, that looks pretty silly as well. But I don't mind that bit just being odd there. I'm okay with that. Now, the big problem here is there's very little queuing area for people to queue. So I'm thinking we actually adjust these. So we can't move them. Unfortunately, there isn't a move yet, but there is a remove. No, what is that? There is a remove object. So we'll just do that and then try and lay them out a little bit better, and we'll go for maybe more of a sort of staggered approach up and down here instead. So let's just get rid of these, please. Thank you very much for your help. I don't know what you're getting rid of too. Okay, let's try that again. So let's get to objects, checkout counter, and instead we'll have them going this way. Then we'll go, because we can have one there, and that's not going to cause too much of a problem. So if we go there, there, and there, and then there, there, and there, there we go. That looks pretty good. Happy with that. Okay. So, I think that's about it for the actual layout of the main store. We need to now work on the storage area. So, again, we need to go to build and foundations. And how much money is that going to take? Oh, we've only got hundreds. Oh, those thingies wiped us out. Look, they must have been quite expensive. Okay, we're going to have to leave it running for a couple of days then, so we can build our storage area. Okay, I've had a bit of money come in. Spent a bit too much money as well. That should put us back to even though, that one. There we go. We've got a couple of grand in the bank. Okay, so for some reason, some of this stuff isn't I don't want to manage a store. Oh, it's expired. Well, I've not put anything in it yet. Well, hopefully they'll replace it in a moment. Anyway, I built a pretty decent sized storage and then used the area above it for some more parking. So just want to finish this off then with a few little bits here. First of all, we'll have a second entrance over this side of the store, which I'm happy to do. And then we want staff doors. I'm going to have one. In fact, I'm going to have 2 going into the checkout, and then I was going to try and squeeze maybe one or two down onto the aisles here. This is going to be a busy little store, you know. And then we'll have one at the back there for staff coming into it. So the builder's coming over to do that. No, he got that far and then went home. Okay, somebody else is coming. It's okay. There we go. Right, so that's pretty much the place finished. So I think if we assign some staff, this store should open. So, store 29. First of all, this is definitely going to be a 24-hour shop. So we're going to want... I'm just going to go straight for like 3 cashiers at once, but we'll start with store clerks. So hire, hire. Yeah, you're pretty good. Hire. You, I guess, again. So I'll have 3 store clerks. They're all going to come in at 8 hours. So you can come in at 8 in the morning, and you can come in at 8. You can come in at 4. Sorry. So that means we always have a store clerk on site. So he should, I'm hoping, begin putting stuff down. Is this all just staff coming out here? Where are they going? Are they going all that way down to that bus stop down there? Oh, that's interesting. Maybe it's worth having a little bus stop up here as well. We could always put one next to this garbage chute here. Well, that's pretty gross. Bus stop. I mean, obviously one won't go there. Oh, we don't actually have any money. We have $1 in the bank. That's fantastic. $1 in the bank. Hopefully, store staff should be turning up. Why? Oh, we don't have... Is it because we don't have delivery space, maybe? We need to sort this floor out here as well, look. Maybe we need to add some loading zones. So let's get rid of... Let's remove that and that. And then we'll add some loading zones in there. Yeah, we should have... Oh, there, look. They're going to come and they're just going to... Oh, that's a builder. Am I doing something wrong? Ah, I know what I haven't done. I know exactly what I haven't done. You're just going to come sit in here now, aren't you? Yeah, there we go. I know exactly what I haven't done. I haven't assigned this storage to this shop. That's what we need to do. So let's go back to here and go to loading zones. So we'll make you loading zones, and then we'll make you a bit more staff parking down there, and then we'll have a bus stop there, and then we'll have customer parking all the way down. Why not? Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's do that. Assign, manage, store 29. Assign storage. That's your storage. That should suddenly start to fill up, I hope. There's a bus going to that stop, which is good. Am I still doing something wrong? Have I just missed delivery for the day? I'm sure that delivery cars just kept coming in. Is there any mention of it here? No, they're just telling me that checkouts are full. So what's going on? Why are we not getting any deliveries into this store? We should be getting deliveries. Am I just missing something ridiculous? There's 2 parking bays up there. There's a staff door. I really can't figure out. Maybe I just need the people in the queue as well. Okay, hold on then. Let's just fix this floor tile for the Apple area here, just because I've still got no money. Oh no, we're losing money. It's okay, so let me do it though. Manage, store, staff, hire cashier. You're pretty good. Hire cashier. You're the best of the bad bunch, to be fair. You're probably the best of the bad bunch, and you're probably the best of the bad bunch, and you, and you, and you. Pretty good. Ah, there we go. Yeah, we needed that 1 cashier before they started to bring stock in. How interesting. Okay, so that's give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cashiers. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of one of the worst ones, fire, and we'll have 2 constantly. So 8, is it midnight and midnight? 8 and 8, and then oops, sorry, 4 and 4. So that's now we've just got 2 cashiers constantly coming in to the store. Stuff's going on the shelf. It's slowly filling up. Stock can't come in quick enough. We have loads of stock clerks here. I'm pretty sure they weren't meant to all be in at the same time, but it's fine. People are coming in. They can't buy it. There's no staff. There won't be any staff until midnight. I don't think. I think shift pattern will start at midnight. Let's have a look. Have we got staff coming in? It's hit midnight. Yes, we now have 2 checkout counters on, so they should be able to buy what they want and start to sell it. Yeah, they can. And they're leaving through the bottom door at the bottom there. Okay, well, we're operational. That's great. What we'll do is we'll just leave it running for a little while again, and we'll see about what it looks like when it's all full, basically. And then I think that's a cool looking little mall. I mean, what I would probably do if I had a little bit longer would be to put a little few independent shops up here, very much like we've done with these ones down the bottom here. Make them very specific shops along the top here, maybe a few clothing shops, that sort of thing. And there's also this space here for a little restaurant. But I'm thinking, you know, if there's an update to the game, we could maybe come back and add something here. They may end up having arcade games or something similar that would fit in a bowling alley. But our big store, it looks like it's doing pretty well. Just got to actually get the stuff on the shelves. The poor little stock clerks can't work quick enough at the minute. To the point where checkouts kind of look okay. They're getting pretty long. Maybe it's time to get even more staff involved in this one. So let's get some managers, hire some cashiers. Oh no, you've got a really good stock clerk there, so let's get you. Hire cashiers. No, you're all rubbish. Hire cashiers. You're pretty good. Hire cashier. You're all rubbish. Hire. So we've got 3 more cashiers, one extra stock clerk. So that extra stock clerk, you can come in at 8 AM in the morning, so you're going through the day when we're busiest. And our 3 new cashiers, one's at 12, one's at 8, and one is at 4. There we go. So now we've got pretty much 3 or 2 or something. I don't know. I can't figure it out. It should be 3 all the time now. And it definitely looks like we're going to be needing them because the checkouts are pretty full. This of staggering the checkouts, though, seems to work quite nicely. That's the big problem we've got, is when a member of staff leaves the checkouts, everyone in the queue just runs off. Whereas really what should happen is the checkout should close, I guess, so nobody else queues up, and then when the queue's empty, that staff member gets to go home. I think that's probably how I would actually do it. But look at this thriving little mall. I say little, it's pretty big until you see the map, you know. And there are a couple of save files that come with the game that show you this thing full up, and it seems to run pretty impressively. I mean, obviously, the graphics aren't massively high here, so you can do a lot, but there's a lot of processes going on, you know. But the cinemas look nice and busy. Farm food store is shut. I think that closes a bit early, doesn't it? Yeah, these are all sort of closing up for the night now. Liquor store stays open quite late because people want to get a little drink before they go off to bed, I guess. And this is a 24-hour store. We're nearly full up on this side of the shop. It's actually this side that's taken a while. So yeah, we'll give it one little run now, and then we'll have a look what it looks like all full up. Right there, folks, we are cooking on gas. I think we need a few more stock clerks because the stuff is flying off the shelves. But overall, it's doing pretty well. The jewellery looks really good. It's in like a glass case. And this big stuff here looks great as well. We're even selling some of the stuff as well. And also, this store is making massive profits. We've gone from 20 grand a day to 34 grand a day. This store on its own is taking almost half of the entire thing. So even though little stores seem to be good for some making money, I think just having a massive store with everything in seems to be doing a pretty good job as well. It's also helping a little bit to keep the queues down in other places, although we're still getting a lot of queue full messages. But I've got a feeling there's not really much we could do about that. It just seems that it's sending a few too many people into the site for how big we are. Each time whenever we build something new, more people come. And that's going to be a balancing issue that comes as the game is developed. Anyway, I really enjoyed playing this. Like I say, I kind of feel like we've seen everything it has to offer right now. We may well come back to it later when it gets a full release, which I believe to be towards the end of this year. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. We are going to be looking at a couple of different games now to see if something fits the channel. We're going to try a few little different things. I know you guys have been suggesting stuff in the comments as well. I would love to play all the games that you've suggested. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time to play them all, so I have to unfortunately prioritise stuff that I think will do well for the channel, and that usually means newer games. I know a lot of people have been asking for things like Prison Architect and a few others that have just been out for a little while now. So really the games I'm looking for are ones that are either new or ones that are having a big sort of social media push at the moment. Hopefully once the channel gets a bit bigger, I can go back and play some other games that you guys would like to see me do, but right now I really need to sort of concentrate on stuff that is going to sort of well, basically he's going to show me up in searches. I hope you understand that, and I hope it doesn't sound too sort of clinical and too sort of desperate, but obviously for me to keep creating this content, I keep wanting the channel to grow and grow so that more people find me, and it makes it easier for me to produce the sort of content that you guys seem to enjoy, which is these sort of management games, simulation games that have a sort of air towards creativity, or also just sort of straight up creative games, obviously Planet Coaster being the big one there. I've got some stuff in the pipeline, so keep an eye out this week coming to see what's going to replace this. But like I say, thank you so much for watching the series. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like, it really does help at the channel, and if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe. Any thoughts, queries or suggestions, pop them down in the comments, and if you fancy a chat, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at John T. Sparrow. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.